that we've seen tonight. And would you like to take us away with the introductions?
I certainly would. In the top right of ESV Cloud Kingdom, we have spawning as the red Protoss. From Fusion Slugs, once again, it's Battletoast. And in the bottom left corner, spawning as the blue Protoss, from QED, we have Burks.
I'd just like to point it out to everyone in the chat, check that shit out. I didn't have to swap the nameplates at the top. It's correct. We've done it. Yeah, alright. Sweet. Cool. Alright, so, do you reckon Battletoast to maybe pull out that same build again, or go for something like that Blink Stalker kind of play he had as well?
Yeah, he does seem to favour those one base all-ins, which is it's pretty cool. So, you know, we might see something similar from him again this time. But actually, Burks has sent out a very early probe into Battletoast space, but he has managed to pick that up. So, so Battletoast will be seeing that probe is there. So, no funny business going to be happening from Burks this game, but. Actually, Burks is going to be going for a Forge Fast Expand, so it's going to be very interesting to see what he does with that. But
oh, it's not a Forge Fast Expand.
What it seems on the surface. So we are going to have a cannon rush here.
And Battletoast has picked it up immediately.
And there we go. So four probes off the line immediately, but the second pylon going around in the base now. So. A lot of mining time being lost here, and actually this pylon will finish, and will the probe survive to put down a cannon? Oh, bit of nice micro there from Burks, managing to mineral walk the probe, and so much lost mining time here. He could even just go home and actually do a Forge Fast Expand now, because he's that far ahead in mining time that he could have it going in no problem. But he is going to put down this cannon, and I'm not sure that. Do you reckon 3 probes is going to have the DPS to kill that pylon in time?
It probably will.
Oh, the
but
probe does die.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah,
if
the probe is dead though.
Yeah.
So
I think this
quite
is
sure
failed.
where we can go from here. There is still one probe in the base. Is he going to get the cancel on the cannon? No, it doesn't even cancel the cannon. So bit of a blunder there, but he is just going to go ahead with this Forge Fast Expand. So. There we go.
Yeah, I like to see.
Forge Fast Expand. Never a bad way to go.
Yeah, I like to see.
He has managed to force a Forge out of Battletoast though, so as well as a lot of lost mining time. But I think they've kind of broken somewhere close to even here. So
yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
And Battletoast being super paranoid now, just doing the walk around his base just to ensure there are no more pylons or surprise cannons. And I kind of like the decision from him that when being cannon rushed, the hard counter is to build cannons of your own. I like that decision. That made me chuckle a bit actually. But yeah, no, he did.
Yeah,
it's just that kind of higher level decision making, I guess, to know how many probes you need to take down a pylon and all that kind of stuff. Where most lower league players who don't play a lot, like when I was back in Bronze, I used to just pull everything, not because I didn't know what I was doing, but just more to show how strong my drones were, and that they lynched mob all the pylons and that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I learnt later on that actually cost me quite a lot of money back then.
Yeah. But unfortunately, some not quite as high level decision making from Battletoast, managing to get supply blocked for a long time. So Burks is back ahead in the probe count for now, but Twilight counts are going to be going down for Battletoast. We're going to see another proxy robo with this probe down in the bottom.
What a glorious play!
But yeah, but you know, it's actually ended up pretty even at the moment. But the tech advantage is in favour of Battletoast quite significantly. And actually, no, the robo is going to go inside the base this time.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Blink Stalker.
Yeah, which is a smart choice, really, because Burks has committed 2 cannons to his front, so it's logical to not attack where the the strongest point in the defense is, so he is going to bypass that and go for this blink attack with the Observer. But Burks, with an excellent scout out, actually does manage to spot everything, seeing as there are no units at all out on the field, and now here comes the proxy pylon.
And it looks like Burks is going to go for a bit of a mind game strategy here, researching hallucination to try and maybe delay this for as long as he can. I don't know what kind of unit he wants to build with this, throwing down double robo as well. So I think he's just going for mass confusion.
This is a really cool. Yeah. This is a really cool idea, actually. I'm not sure whether the hallucination is a misclick or not, but it might have just been a misclick. But
yeah,
I could see that working. You know, chuck out a few sentries to hallucinate some Phoenix.
I think he just realised.
Have like 4 immortals. Oh yeah, there we go. He's actually cancelled the research anyway, so that wasn't the plan. Don't worry, guys. He's not being ahead of the meta game. He just clicked the wrong button. So that's quite unfortunate for him. He's going to delay his gateway tech by even longer, as well as a bit of wasted chrono boost. But with 2 robotics bays up, his front's going to be more than secure, and he does know that the all-in or the blink attack is going to be coming from Battle Toast as he is patrolling the Stalkers around, chronoing out the Observer and making Immortals, which is exactly the perfect response from Burks. So really great play from him. Observer is going to be coming in now for the blink, and he's going to find an Immortal waiting for him. So, back out of there.
Oh, watch out! He's going to keep that Observer alive.
No cooldown on the blink, but he is just going to make it out in time. Observer is still there, waiting to get picked off, and will he be able to pick it off? It is actually on hold position, so he's going to lose the Observer. That is a huge play. Excellent job from Burks. And no, sir, you are not getting in the front with those 2 cannons, so Burks is actually more than secure right now, and he's played this out perfectly. His Forge Fast Expand, without the expand, has turned out really well for him.
Yeah, this is actually really cool. I don't think I've really seen much play like this, where kind of just doing it as you go along. It's kind of, I don't think I've seen it work this well, actually. Like, he's losing quite a few Stalkers to these cannons.
Yeah, those cannons were quite worth their while, actually. They killed their minerals worth in Stalkers by taking out 2 or 3 Stalkers there, so not the worst investment that he could have made there, but he is just going to lose this Forge and Pylon. But he doesn't really need them anyway. He's well ahead in the pylons and supply, and that won't supply block him. And I mean, he's not really planning to expand anytime soon with this one place still going on. The second Observer coming out for Battle Toast going to be rallied over to Burks' main, but he's got to change the rally point on that sometime soon, because otherwise he's going to lose yet another Observer for absolutely free. So yeah, he needs to be really careful with that. But there's no real tech switch coming from Battle Toast. No, there he is now. So he is going to be researching Charge, which is a really nice counter to the composition that Burks is rolling with at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. Blink is going to be coming up into the main. No, it's not. So Burks is just sitting up in his main, playing it really safe, really smart. And now with a lot of Immortals out, he has. Oh yeah! Oh wow! So Battletoast really not being careful enough with those Observers, but it's not going to matter too much once the tech switch to Charge comes in. But so many Immortals here, it's going to do so much damage to the Stalkers, and the Zealot count really isn't very high at all at the moment. And yeah, geez, doing so much damage. He might be just over microing these units a little bit, but actually, wow, the Zealot's doing a great job of tearing through the Stalkers. The Immortals are quite tanky, so looks like they will get cleaned up, and now with only Stalkers left, they won't fare too well against the 5 Immortals still remaining in this force, and the Stalkers will get pushed back here. So Burks has done a great job of holding this really weird play from Battle, well, not weird, but this really good blink hold from Battle Toast, which is now going to transition into a Charge build. So Burks has seen that the switch to Charge has come in, and he can just throw down, well, he's actually going to throw down more gateways instead of throwing down a robotics bay, which I would have expected from him. yeah, he's just going to look to ramp up gateway unit production now, and these immortals have really made themselves worth their while.
Oh, no way. Alright, so Berks has actually been able to warp in a couple of zealots from the forward pylon he placed ages ago. And I wonder how many kills that's up to. That's got 7 of them. Nice.
Oh, wow. That's an excellent job by Berks there. Once he's seen that the army's out of position, he's doing a great job of counter pushing and really taking the fight to his opponent's main. And now we could see Berks just pushing up in the main and killing Battletoast outright here. He doesn't really have a hell of a lot. Even just these Stalkers could be enough to deal with this entire force. Yeah, Immortal sitting at the back, going to do damage, but on target firing the Stalkers yet, so not quite on top of his micro, but he really does have an overwhelming army value advantage if you press. If you look at the army value tab, it's more than double, and the gas value of that army is just insane. So he will end up chewing through this force if he does choose to push up now, and it looks like it could be game anytime soon. Actually wasting a charge. Did Battletoast just waste a charge by pulling back there? I'm not quite sure, but regardless, the charge is going to come in from these zealots, and with zealots of his own, Berks is going to clean up this force quite nicely. Immortal's not target firing the Stalkers just yet. Zealots doing a great job of tanking damage, but there we go. All the zealots now evaporating, and the Immortals can start to get to work on these Stalkers, and looks like it's going to be game. Really well played from Berks here, able to hold up the all-in attack with the perfect composition. No hidden expo, so Battletoast a bit outplayed here. Even he's questioning his own confidence a bit, I think. So
yeah, no,
there we go. Berks with a convincing victory that I never would have expected out of him. Really cool game of a failed cannon rush in the Forge Fast expand without the expand. And just really read the game perfectly with his excellent scouting. And you know, we saw before that Battletoast's denial of scouting really wasn't too good at all. So yes, the Nana and the dancing zealots to finish us off in that game. Beautiful play from Berks, and an excellent job. Just reading the game perfectly.
Oh crap, I forgot to swap the overlays around. I know this is going to be like wrong when I swap in, isn't it? Oh shit, no, it's correct. Nice. Alright, so would you like to take us away with the introductions once again?
Certainly. In the top right corner of GSL Daybreak, spawning as the Red Protoss, we have from FS, the team captain for tonight, Jejika. And in the bottom left corner of the map, we have spawning as the Blue Protoss from QED once again, hoping to draw the series level in this game. We have Berks.
Yeah, would you be expecting him to try and do that same build, like Letter of the Law, same kind of pylon placement, and then the cannon rush that preceded, or no, it looks like he's actually going to go a bit more standard with this one?
I have no idea, but he sent out a very early probe, and so is Jejika. Actually, he is going to be proxy 2 gating is Jejika, because he's chucked his pylon down here at the front of the base. So at the front of the base of Berks, so he will be going for that probably 11-12 gate, or no, he's cancelled the probe, so it will be a 10 pylon, 10 gateway, 10 gateway, I would presume, but it's been scouted straight away by Berks, so that's rather unfortunate for him.
Yeah, no, I was watching
The gateway of Berks is going to be coming down the standard time now, and he will want to throw down another one of his own to defend against this properly. So
yeah, I was watching a pro stream the other day, and they said that if you're getting proxy 2 gated like this, and he picks off that probe, that's going to be huge. That as long as you throw down your 2 gateways of your own, defender's advantage wins it, like maybe 8 or 7 times out of 10. I think someone tried to do it against Hero. Might have been, maybe it was in like the GSL. Someone tried to do it to JYP or something like that. But yeah, so
look at this from Berks. We have 3 gateways coming down in response. So I'm not quite sure how this works. Does he now cut probes and can make constant triple zealot? Because he could, you know, what he could do even is he could chuck it down a pylon at the top of Jejika's ramp so he can't wall off. and then he can just start sending zealots in into Jejika's base with this probe that Burks has hidden up here in Jejika's base. But there is going to be zealots out in time to deal with these zealots from Jejika, assuming that the micro goes all okay. But triple zealots, 3 at a time, he's going to be able to deal with this just fine. But the bit that I'm interested is the follow-up from both of these players. So probes coming off the line, smart choice. Burks has shown us in previous weeks exactly when you need to be pulling probes and exactly when you need to be sending them back, and he's been really good with his micro in these sorts of engagements. And now Jejika's just going to have to go running, chucking all the chrono boost into these zealots. He is not going to have the zealot count advantage. Yes, he is actually. So Jejika could still make this work, but he's down by 1 probe at the moment. He's just chucking down a pylon and gas in his main, so I guess he's looking to transition out of this eventually. But it's just a tad supply block, but so is Burks, so he will be needing to throw down a pylon soon. Either that or he'll need to be engaging quite soon, and he does now throw down that pylon. So both players still cutting probes, but Jejika is going back into probes now, and he does have quite actually a significant supply lead. So interesting to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, the overlap's quite nice here for Burks though, and he's able to sneak around and get a few extra hits off.
Oh, excellent micro. Beautiful micro, actually. Losing very minimal zealots there and keeping all of the ones he has alive with minimal hull damage. And really great play from him, but I think that one zealot managed to sneak into the mineral line and kill a couple of probes off, so...
He got 3, yeah.
That's just the edge that Jejika's looking for. Cybercore now coming down for Jejika.
Oh, Burks has a severe zealot lead now, and Jejika's have even got less health than his, so he's going to be easily able to do this now, I think.
Oh, and not paying attention to those zealots, he is going to lose 2 of them for free, and taking damage on a 3rd for free. So I feel like Burks needs to push in and kill all these gateways and pylons to press his advantage at the moment, because he does have that zealot count lead, and he can make something happen here. He still has the full scout in Jejika's base, with this 1 probe being very, very annoying as Warp Gate does now start to go down. Still with the zealot count lead, 6 to 10 actually, so significant lead, and still managing to micro those zealots so well. But we do have the first stalker coming out actually, and this could be a bit of a spanner in the works depending on how well he micros it. And the second stalker now out, so these 2 stalkers can kite almost infinitely. What I think he needs to do is what's called cloning, which is just putting 1 or 2 zealots on each of the stalkers, just to make them each attack and chase after one or the other of them, so that the others can start dealing damage to those gateways. And he is starting to try to do that now. He's
it looks like he's going to try and sneak around from behind
and
and
looks like he might get it. The stalkers are going to be going up in the main, and they could actually start to do some damage to the probes. And these stalkers really paying for themselves here. Going to be doing a lot of damage, but actually only 1 kill on that stalker, so well, now 2. So he still has work to do here, Jejika, to pull himself back from this situation. But Burks now does have the probe lead, but there are 4 stalkers out on the field, so and still no cybercore, just a 4th gateway coming out. Still just making zealots and more zealots from his gateways. So interesting choice from him, and I think that might be a problem for him as the stalkers do start to come out. But there is a proxy pylon going up in the base of Jejika. Still, the probe advantage is in favour of Burks, and he does have 2 gas up now. So here comes a cybercore, and he could transition into a DT play, which would be quite excellent for Burks from here, as Jejika's transition has decided to be into a 4 gate. So it'd be really interesting to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of a bit lost at the moment. If Burks had, because he was focusing down that gateway, I mean, if he'd been able to get that gate that's about half health, if he'd been able to get in there and actually kill that, I think he'd be in a much more solid position than he is now. At the moment, he's in a bit of a coin flippy situation where these Stalkers are just going to deal too much damage, I think.
Yeah, and they can kite for so long, especially with a bit of a buffer of Zealots in front. And Probe's going to be pulled off, try and get us around on the Stalkers, make sure that they absolutely can't leave. But the Zealots already doing their damage onto the Zealots of Burks, but the first two Stalkers do pop out from Burks, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to kill all the Stalkers. He's going to take a lot of probe loss here. 5 workers killed now, 6, 9. Every time those Stalkers stop and turn around to take a shot at probes, that number's going to keep going up, and it's now climbed up to 12, so really huge damage here. And just the Stalker count's just too high from Jejica here. And Burks is in such a fantastic position, and there we go. That's going to be the game and the series. So well done to FS there.